Hello guys, welcome back to a new video here. Happy to be back, happy to have you guys here today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the importance of mastering your emotions. Now you might be saying, man, I'm not into self-development, I'm not into self-care, self-discovery or anything like that. Why should I care? Why should I master my emotions if they're natural? They're my emotions. Mastering your emotions is so important because they impact us way more than you think. They impact in our decisions, our movement, our actions, and our perspective, right? Because we all know, we all have two different state of minds. When you're angry, you're upset at the moment, you know what I mean? Or another one when you're calm and you're at peace in a normal state of mind. And we all know when you're emotional, when you're mad, you're upset, you say things out of line. Let's say you're in an argument, you're going back and forth, and anger on anger. Sometimes eventually you guys will say something out of line, out of emotion, and you'll end up regretting what you said. And you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean that. I was just angry. I was just upset. Which is why we have to master controlling that, right? And be there for ourselves. Because if we're not checking in with our emotions, that anger or whatever you're feeling is building up. Especially if you keep on suppressing it. If you keep on suppressing it, and it's going to keep on building up. And as soon as you have that argument with that person, or as soon as you have that conflict, it's going to spill out. It's going to go everywhere. You're going to say this, that's that person, and it's going to go everywhere. And your emotions not only affect you, but everyone around you as well, right? People are going to be scared. They're not going to know what emotion you're feeling right now, because they might have to ask you a question. And when you're out here in your emotional moment and you're not letting your emotions take over you, it kind of hurts your reputation as well, man. How am I kind of like, for example, man, I'm scared to talk to my boss, man. This man's always mad. This man's always angry about something. I don't even know. Things like that will affect other people around you work with or you live with, and they'll be scared to approach you or talk to you sometimes. And that's why it's so important, man. If I'm feeling something, if some conflict, bad news hit me at the moment, yes, let me feel in my emotions, but let me not make any decisions right now. I may not say anything that's going to go out of hand, that's going to cause any conflict, consequence. And let me not take my emotion out on people, because they didn't cause this. They didn't intend to do any of that. It's just by natural fate, and it's all going to work out later, right? It's just right now on how I'm feeling. And that's why it's so important to check in with your emotions. And that way, you're not only there for yourself when things do go bad and you kind of don't have nobody else, and you don't want to let that temper go out, and you don't want to hurt your reputation and things like that. That's why it's so important to mastering your emotions and being there for yourself, right? And you may be asking, well, what causes my emotions to go up? Right? What? Sometimes I just get triggered. Sometimes it's just fight or flight. And as someone who experiences fight or flight most of the time, I'm here to say that it's natural, right? But sometimes what causes it is the environment and people around us. Like I said, people could rage bait you, say something that's so triggering that causes you to make your emotions rage even more. But when we get triggered in life, it's actually just a cue in our body, right? It's something that stems from childhood that we never really healed from. You never really got over because it's a attachment issue or it's a personal issue that you haven't really healed from, right? Because we all know, we all have wounds in ourselves, right? And sometimes some triggering words or some triggering actions will cause that wound to open up and just act out of emotion, right? Which is why that happens. So your triggers will always reveal what we still need to work on. For example, I'm someone that experiences flight. When something doesn't go my way or when something is triggering me, I just like to fly away, get some alone space, and cool off and pray, right? And I don't know necessarily if that's the healthiest, that's something I'm still working on. Me, myself, is always something that I'm working on. And that's always the things you want to look out for. If you're not sure of, man, where do I start? I'm not sure if I let my emotions take control of me. You will see by getting triggered. So if someone rage baits you, that will let you know. So and it's all about reacting. It's all about responding. Because when we're in emotions, when we're feeling everything we're feeling, we're just reacting to what's going on, right? For example, we're arguing, you said something that blew my mind. I'm like, what? And I'm like, that's BS. Whereas in responding would be as you said something that's out of line. I'm like, I just don't see it that way. I just don't understand it. And there's a difference in that approach. There's a difference in reacting out of emotion, and responding, where it's like you take a moment to understand what they said, understand the situation, and take a deep breath and respond. Think before what you say and respond with what you want to say, right? There's a difference between the both, which is why it can cause your emotions to go off, right? Are you actually responding or are you just reacting, right? So triggers will cause us to explode or our emotions come up. Past experiences or environment, people can also cause us to get our emotions up, and reacting is what causes our emotions to go up. But those are things you have to look out for, and to not let your emotions take control. You know what I mean? These are things that are natural, right? But always take a minute to let how you feel, but don't make any decisions, any actions, any movement off your emotion. If you need alone time, go ahead. Honestly, what I would recommend was obviously, getting alone time to cool off and let your emotions get out of it, which is what I do, which is technically called flight. You know what I mean? When you do fight or flight mode. But I don't know if it's the healthiest, so I do have to get in contact with some therapist to see if that's okay. But for the most part, I think that's way more healthier than just acting out of emotion, right? And saying something before you're gonna end up regretting, right? Now, there's so much benefits to mastering emotions and being there for yourself. The number one is you're not at war with yourself. You're not beating yourself down. You're not throwing a bunch of negative comments at yourself. You're not like, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why didn't you do this? And you're at peace with yourself. You know what I mean? You master your emotions. You know how you feel. You know how you know you the most. And you know how you get at certain moments, at certain times. So you should be able to take care of yourself more calmly, more at peace, and talk to yourself, support yourself more at peace. And there's a difference in the way you live from when you're overthinking everything, your personal life, your situations, your relationships, to when you're at peace, happy with yourself, happy with your relationships, and happy with that no matter what happens, you're gonna be okay, right? As someone that used to be an overthinker and overthink every situation, over relationship, every relationship, there's such a difference in the way you live, right? From being at peace with yourself to being at war. And that's the number one thing why I want to push this video to everybody. You know what I mean? Because mastering emotions is not just a self-development thing, not just a self-improvement thing. It is a thing that is meant for all of us, right? It's meant for doctors, lawyers, engineers. It's meant for all of us, because there's always going to be times in our life where things don't go our way. So let's be at peace with ourselves, support ourselves, know that it's just the day. It's just that moment, how you feel, and feelings are not forever. Feelings are always temporary, right? Emotional control could be a superpower. It's a powerful skill. A lot of people tend to panic when things go wrong, bad things happen. Oh my God, I'm just thinking worst case scenario. And a lot of people need someone to be there to calm them down. Be like, hey, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this together. It's alright. It's okay. And a lot of people need someone, or need that shift in their perspective to realize it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Because obviously your mind or your whole body goes into survival mode, and you start doing things out of decision, making movements out of emotion, right? And you need someone to calm them down, be like, hey, it's okay, and it's all gonna work out. And not only does that make you feel better, you personally, but you become someone people can trust, someone people can talk to, because you're stable and you're peace-minded. You know what to say at the right moments. You know how to be there. You know how to calm the situation down. And a lot of people look for that. You know what I mean? They'll be looking for that in other people, but you need to find that within yourself. So that's why I'm making this video here today, because you have to be your own superhero. You know what I mean? We can't be relying on other people to be calm in situations like that, or calm us down. We need to calm ourselves down, you know, because like I said in the previous video before this, it's only ourselves at the end of the day. So improve on controlling your emotions, right? Controlling your emotions is not suppressing them. It's letting them feel out, but not making decisions, not making actions, not doing anything without thinking about it, right? So do that, right? Because life will generally feel lighter, and you'll feel better about approaching situations even when they might not go your way, right? So that's my biggest lesson of the video, guys. Please take action, and please take count of everything I listed, because I think this is a very important episode today, and I could see myself talking about this in my future seminars, you know what I mean? And because mastering our emotions is something that happens in our daily life, you know what I mean? So I'm just glad that I'm here to support it and share it to you guys, and hopefully this hits the right audience. And I'm so hopefully that this hits you today, and you're able to make that spark and make that click, and came to that realization that I can do it. You can, and you will. End of story. Okay, so I'm super proud of all you guys. If you watched and made it all the way through, thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Please continue being there for yourselves, working on yourselves, supporting yourselves, and it's always a daily thing, right? You know what I mean? Journey's not always going to be straightforward. It's always going to have some cracks, ups and downs, and life is about how you respond to it, right? Not react. So that's my key point. Respond, not react. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys next time. It is hot as hell outside, so I'm lucky dying to get out here, and I did so many retakes. So, but anyway, guys, I'll see you guys at the next time. Pieces.